Hi, my name is Desiree Winterbottom, and I am a speech-language pathologist. I currently work in an elementary school, but I have also worked in the private practice setting, preschools, contracting, so I've kind of been around a little bit. What I'm coming here to tell you today is why I speech. Some of my kids use speech as if it's a verb, so why I speech only seemed appropriate. But it wouldn't be fun for you to only hear from me, so I asked some of my most enthusiastic SLP friends why they speech as well. So we came up with this video for you. If you are a speech-language pathologist, I hope that you can identify yourself somewhere in here and feel comfort in that sense of community. If you are an SLP to be, I hope that you glean a little insight into all that you have to look forward to. And if you're a parent, teacher, caseworker, someone that's in the community, or friend, I hope that this gives you a little insight into our speech culture and a little glimpse behind the scenes. So without further ado, this is why I speech.
Why do I love speech-language pathology? Because I really feel like it's the best of all worlds. I come from a long line of educators. My dad taught at the university level, and my mom was a math teacher. And so I knew from about the time that I was 3 that I wanted to go into education in some way. I just wasn't sure which direction I wanted to take it. And with speech-language pathology, I don't feel like I've had to really choose. Some days I am a math teacher. Some days I'm a social studies teacher. Some days I'm a science teacher. Because language is so fundamental, it's really the root system, and I can fill in the gaps for my students. So I get the best of all worlds, I always say. So for this reason, it keeps us busy, right? It keeps us always having to learn, but it keeps me coming back to this job that I absolutely love.
I love being an SLP because I love spending my day playing games, reading books, showing videos, and having fun and showing my students they can be successful and love learning too.
How else could I get away with using so much Velcro? There's strip, coins, hook, loop. The possibilities are endless.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And we are the co-creators of SLP Toolkit, and we're here to talk about why we speech. I think for me, it has always been just about the connection with people that we have. I've always loved people. I'm kind of a goofball. I love to laugh. And when I started working with kids, they are just little people, and sometimes I think they get overlooked and don't get valued necessarily for their personalities. So they're freaking funny, and they love us, and they feel value from what we have to offer. So
I totally agree. That was going to be my answer too. I just wanted to make them feel loved. If I give them nothing else, I want them to feel loved and to know they can do anything in the world they want to do. And so that's the role that I think we get to play in their lives. We know these kids better than anyone because we get to spend so much time with them and really get to know them on a very personal level. And so those connections are so important.
And I agree with what Desiree said a few weeks ago. You feel like a rock star on campus.
Yeah.
They love to see you. They miss you when you're gone. They hold you accountable. So that is why we speech.
When I'm not getting my steps in the hallway, I get to sit on little chairs or crisscross applesauce.
Hi everybody, this is Felice Clark. I am a school-based SLP, and I'm coming on to tell you why I love being an SLP. And when Desiree first asked me this question, the first thing that popped into my head was, I love being an SLP because of the paperwork. I mean, it's why I got into the profession in the first place. I love staying after school to write IEPs, to do my assessment reports, my therapy logs, and I especially love my Medi-Cal billing. I mean, it just warms my heart. Who am I kidding? I hate paperwork. Paperwork can go somewhere far, far away. But I know paperwork's a necessary part of being a speech pathologist, but gosh darn paperwork. I always want to do the fun stuff. That's why I love being an SLP. I love planning, engaging therapy. I love making kids excited about learning new words and understanding language. That's why I like being an SLP. And I just remember, remember seeing my kids a few years ago when I was teaching with a caseload of 75 plus kids. I had 2 mod severe autism classrooms with a lot of kids who are limited verbal or nonverbal, or they just were not socially communicating very well. And I remember feeling at one point of the year just so defeated and so like feeling like I just was not doing enough and wondering if these kids really even remembered who I was or cared that I was there in the room. Because I was used to doing therapy with kids on the kids on the autism spectrum. I was used to doing social thinking and using role playing and social scripts. I was used to kids who could talk and problem solve. And so one day I walk into my 2-3 classroom to do my push-in lesson and going, oh gosh, I hope it goes well. And all the kids were like, hey, Miss Clark. And there were smiles on their faces. And I realized in that moment that this is why I show up every day. It only took 5 months to have it all sink in. But it was a reminder to me that sometimes we need to give our students that time. And we need to give ourselves that time to do what we do with our students. And one day we're going to wake up, go into work, and that's the day that we're going to have a giant breakthrough with a student, and we're going to see them shine with their communication. And it's always an amazing feeling to see students doing something new with their communication and with their language. And that is why I love to be an SLP.
Or how about lamination? I mean, really, is there anything more satisfying than throwing something through the laminator? I just laminate all the things.
Hey, my name is Marisha and I blog over at SLP Now. I SLP because I believe that every student is a genius and every student has something to offer, and I absolutely love getting to be a part of that and helping each student find their voice so that they can share their strengths with the world.
Hey guys, I'm Karen. I blog and create materials as the PEDI SPEECHIE. So my friend Desiree asked me to get on here and tell you guys why I love speech therapy so much. So let me just backtrack a little bit, because I actually didn't always love being a speech therapist. Like when I started out, I was in a setting where I had a caseload of nearly 80 and I was in multiple buildings. I'm sure many of you are living that dream right now. And I didn't know, I was so overwhelmed and had, on top of just the paperwork, I felt like even in therapy, like I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was not very good at what I was doing. And the best thing that could have happened to me, because I was really at an all-time low. I just was like so done. I was like, I need to just do a different career. I mean, I seriously was going to I just was ready to leave this field. My supervisor came and she observed me, and basically like she watched me doing I had a session with a student who had a phonological disorder, and I was completely doing therapy the wrong way with him. And it was the best thing that could have happened to me, because she afterwards was like, hey, look, like that wasn't right, but let's make it right. And she hooked me up with this SLP who is now retired in the district, and she sat down with me like for hours and explained, we went over the case, she explained how to do the cycles approach, and she just was there for me. Like the entire rest of the year, I just watched as my student made progress, and I was like, oh my God, I could be good at this. And over the next year, I kept getting these students with severe phonological disorders, and I knew what to do and I knew how to help them. And like seriously, like I went from being like so down about things and almost like quitting, giving up as an SLP, to absolutely loving it, like waking up excited to go to work every morning. And like I don't know, Anne was the name of the SLP. Like oh my gosh, she changed my life. I mean, she made everything just click for me. And so that is why I love being a speech therapist, because we get to impact our students' lives every day, and we get to go in there and make a difference. So I just want to say, if you are frustrated, if you feel like you're not doing something right or you need help, don't be afraid to ask for help, because you've got this. It's okay to ask for help sometimes. So that is why I love speech therapy, not only because I get to see my students make progress, but also because SLPs are so supportive of one another, and I'm just so grateful for this community.
Tongue depressors, especially the flavored ones, it's a lollipop without calories.
I love being a speech therapist because I get to help kids find their voice. Whether it's verbal speech or augmented speech, I get to help my students understand that what they say matters, that they have thoughts and they have opinions that are valuable and that mean something, and not only that they have a voice, but how to use that voice to impact the world around them.
All silliness aside, why I speech really comes down to the individuals that I work with. I've spent my career in pediatrics. That's just where my heart is, where I feel at home. And I love that aha moment when everything falls into place for a child. But I also love all the moments that lead up to that aha moment, because I get to know them on such a deep level. Communication is a fundamental skill for all of us, whether we're communicating through behavior, through words, through gestures, through facial expressions. We're communicating in everything that we do. So it's an integral part of our lives. So to have that much of an impact and be intertwined in someone's life in such a profound way is humbling. It's an honor. It's a privilege I don't take lightly. And it's something that I truly love. I love what I do today. I love that I know tomorrow I will be better SLP than I am today, because we are constantly learning, growing, evolving, and no 2 days are alike. So that is why I speech.
Hi everybody, Barbara Fernandes here from Smarty Ears. The reason why I absolutely love being a speech pathologist, it's not because I own two businesses, both Smarty Ears and Smarty Symbols, or because I've been able to create over 60 apps for speech therapists, which are incredibly loved within the SLP community, or because I have this knowledge to help my children improve their speech and language on a daily basis, but actually because it's such a diverse field that I was able to find something within the field that truly makes me happy every day I wake up. So if today you are not happy doing what you currently are doing as an SLP, you can always find something that will really bring that joy and happiness to your heart every day you wake up without having to change professions. And I think that's the beauty of being a speech therapist.
Hi, I'm Ann. And what I love about being an SLP is the opportunity to help kids. I'm a school SLP, and I started doing this not for the money, although the money's good. The reason that I do it is because I love feeling like I am making the world a little bit better place by helping children. And by helping children communicate, we are helping make their lives bigger, because thoughts become things. And so I want them to have big thoughts, big, beautiful, expressive thoughts. And to be able to help with that and shape that is a great gift. I wouldn't change it.
Which leads us to the question, why do you speech?